Hi, my name's Jürgen Strauss from InnovaBiz, and I'm a member of the Network Connections BNI chapter here in Geelong that meets every Thursday morning. And today I'd like to welcome to the fourth episode of the Network Connections podcast, Stacey Ward from Ameliorate Health and Wellbeing. Welcome, Stacey.
Thanks, Jürgen. It's great to be here.
Now, I'd like to make sure that anyone listening to the podcast today knows that they're really welcome to come along to our chapter meetings each week and meet a group of highly professional business owners that are not only dedicated to building their own success and helping one another build their success, but also to build the profile and professionalism of their industry. So, Stacey, I wanted to ask you a few questions so people listening to the podcast can get a better idea of who you are as a person. Those watching can see you on the screen, obviously, and everyone can get a feeling of how you develop your business and what you love about it.
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's take you way back, or maybe not so far way back. When you were a young girl, what did you want to be when you grew up?
There was a few things on the list. The very first thing was a teacher or a police officer. I also dabbled in a bit of chef, hospitality, and sort of special education teacher as well. So, so there was a few different ones, and I guess police officer was the main one.
Oh, okay. So you kind of explored a whole lot of different options.
Yeah, I did. I sort of it took me a little while to find personal training. I think that now that I can realise there's sort of a common trait with all of those professions, and it's sort of about helping people. So I think all of them, the things that most were attractive to me were that I was going to be involved with helping others. So I think I was sort of only know that now, but those were the attractive things to me about the professions.
Yeah, I think it was Steve Jobs that said that we always understand things in hindsight and can analyse them looking back, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going through a lot of that now with the development of the business.
Yeah. So where did your journey take you then?
So I finished high school and headed off overseas actually to study on a full athletic scholarship in America.
Mm-hmm.
So I studied criminology over there, and I played softball, and that was from I think 19 till 23 when I moved home. And then the next year, so that would have been about 2008, I decided to study my Cert 3 and 4 in fitness. And then in 2009, I opened Ameliorate. So we've been going since 2009. I did it part-time whilst I was sort of working and going to school from 2009 onwards, and then landed a good opportunity out at Cotton On head office as one of their personal trainers for their staff members, and then sort of fell into the role of helping develop their health and wellbeing program. And then from there, I sort of worked, closely with out there, and it just sort of was a little bit more clearer that I was really wanting to pursue Ameliorate full time. And so it was May 2013, so last year, that I was like, I'm going to give it a red hot go, and went out on my own and haven't looked back. So yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So that Cotton On experience would have been a good preparation.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was definitely an eye-opener for me because of the corporate industry. I was sort of never really exposed to that. So, but they have a fantastic setup out there, and I learned so much just about myself and, and what I wanted to pursue. So it was a really, really good journey, a part of my journey for, to get to where I am now with Ameliorate.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And so you're in the US on a software. Where were you in the US?
Yeah, we were in, I was in Georgia, in sort of down south.
Down south in the Bible Belt?
Yes, it was called Thomasville, the actual town. And I made some incredible friends, and softball is still a very big passion of mine, so I still play now. So, it was such a growing experience for me as well, at that time in my life. And then, yeah, was able to benefit from the schooling as well, getting a degree as well. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
So the criminology obviously came from your desire to go into the police.
Yes, exactly. And I still have that passion and I enjoy that stuff and love all the Law and Order shows and, um, but yeah, just when I sort of moved home, because I'd studied the criminal justice system in America, I sort of had to go back to university here and it would have been another 2 year, possibly 3 year degree, to further study. And I sort of had enough studying by then because we'd done it a lot, obviously, to get that, a bachelor's degree in criminology. So, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe there'd be an opportunity in the police force to put together their staff training programs.
I would love something like that to marry it up and, make a good connection there. So yeah. I'll put that on the list, Jürgen.
Okay. So what do you do today? If somebody meets you for the first time and says, Stacey, what do you do?
Instead of just going with the full, I'm a personal trainer, because there's a lot of
yeah.
sort of, I don't know if it's a stigma, but something sort of caught up with personal training and personal trainers and what and who they are and how they are. So I sort of explain to them I provide progressive lifestyle training, educates, empowers and inspires people to pursue their best life. And that sort of gets them on board and sort of is interested in what I do. And then obviously my core competency of Ameliorate is personal training, but we offer a more holistic approach and it's that progressive lifestyle training. So, yeah.
Okay, and so what's different about you then to other personal trainers?
I think the difference with us is that we really tap into and try to tap into the why our clients train. So the reason and really understanding the intrinsic, so the inside motivation rather than just I would like to lose this much weight or I'd like to run this marathon. So I think we really sort of work from the inside out, which number one, it gives them more opportunity to succeed, our clients, obviously, and you're likely to stick to your training. It's more sustainable for clients because they really know why they're doing things. We also we've got an in-house sort of coaching service that we offer, which is called Get Set with Goals. So we have a coach that does some goal setting and mindset training with our clients initially so that they sort of can really understand that why and then, really hit the training track running, if you like.
Yeah, good analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you spend your time doing day to day?
For the big chunk of the day is training clients. So I'm still head trainer, obviously, and all the clients. And then the rest of the time is really keeping the business running smoothly. And I'm really looking to expand and grow within the next, 2 to 3 years. So it's, taking the business to the next level and, finding out how we're going to do that. And, so doing both, but really, so the main chunk of my time is, personal training.
Okay. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and obviously you need to keep fit as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's obviously time for me to do my training as well.
Yeah, I heard an interesting story recently. It was an analogy somebody said about what a business owner can do, and what's the most valuable use of their time. And it was a story of Michelle Bridges, who I'm sure you'll know
Yes.
of at least.
Yeah, of course,
so
of
for
course.
those people that have been living under a rock or something for the last few years, Michelle Bridges is kind of on The Biggest Loser. She's a celebrity personal trainer. She has a multi-million-dollar business, and she's obviously got a lot of people working for her, and they had her running around doing various things, and she said, no, I can't do that at this particular time because I've got to go and work out. For those people that have been living under a rock, she's in her 40s. She looks absolutely stunning. She has absolutely fit, perfect body. And obviously she works out to keep it that way. And she says, this body this look is what my brand is all about, and that's what runs this multi-million-dollar business. So it's kind of an interesting story, because the focus on that, this is what is most important for me to spend my time on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really relevant, that, with the whole practice what you preach and things like that, I'm not telling my clients to do look after themselves and go walking when they can, and incidental exercise when I don't do it myself. So that's really important to me, because Ameliorate is really me out there, sort of, because I've designed it, because I've, opened the business on my passion and my drive and things like that. It's really, it's important to me to live by the standards that I ask my clients to live by as well.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you see as the biggest challenge within your business that you're facing?
I guess the biggest challenge for me and Ameliorate at the moment is that it's a good challenge, because there's a real fitness buzz at the moment in Geelong locally, and so this means that there's sort of a lot of personal trainers popping up everywhere, and so it's a really some people are calling it a saturated market. I'm calling it a fantastic challenge, to be a point to make a difference. So, and I think the toughest part for Ameliorate and the challenge is getting my name sort of known out there, and getting the message and the philosophy and the values of Ameliorate, that we aren't just another personal trainer, that we really do offer that holistic health and wellbeing program that can be adapted to anybody's lifestyle. So that, and also those misconceptions within the fitness industry. So, training like a maniac means that you're going to have your dream body. You don't have to train like that. I've got proof. I've got clients to show you. And the other thing is, like, people often within the industry about fitness, it's all about weight loss. And weight loss is very important for some people, but I think the feeling and the emotion that exercise gives people is far more beneficial, rather than how much weight you can lose. So, that's probably about it.
Yeah, and often people focus on the weight loss and they find it really difficult. If they focus on the enjoyment and just being fit and feeling good, then the weight kind of comes off by itself, doesn't it?
Exactly, and getting that balance right, and understanding, the whole journey and embracing it is, really critical to success.
So is there something that keeps you awake at night that you worry about?
Oh my goodness, Jürgen, I do not stay awake at night. I'm up at 4:15 in the morning when my alarm goes off, and at 9:30 when my head hits the pillow, I am gone. No, so I really don't stay awake at night at all for much, unless a favourite TV show comes on, but that's a rarity as well. But I'm pretty much packed my day full of things, and then when it's ready to sleep, then I'm off.
Okay, well, that's good. I guess that's part of being fit and exercising, getting a lot of fresh air, and that the body sort of tends to get to rest pretty easily too.
Yes, it does. One talent I have is I need to sit and sleep.
Yeah. So how did Ameliorate then come about? I mean, you've talked about, how you kind of got into the personal training industry. Yeah. How did you sort of come up with the idea of Ameliorate and the model that you're putting together there? What's the main goal behind that?
The main goal, I guess, when I was in the business, everyone was like, oh, just name it this, name it that. Like, there was, but I really was conscious of naming my business something that people would think about. So when they heard it, they wanted to know more. And Ameliorate does that for people, and you sort of hear it, and it takes a few times for people to understand it, and then they go and Google it, or they go and look it up. And Ameliorate means to make better or improve, and that's what our whole business is revolved around, about taking your life to the next level, and taking your training to the next level, and just living your best life and improving on what you can. So I thought it was really relevant, and I initially called the business actually Ameliorate Health and Fitness, and that was when I first opened the business. And since then, when I did my redeveloping and relaunch, I did change the name to Ameliorate Health and Wellbeing. And I guess I did this because I grew as a trainer and developed, and instead of sort of the early on phases of just that physical fitness, I knew that I could offer a different component. I knew that I could offer a well-being and a feeling, and that, you know, that it isn't just about the physicality of life anymore, that, you know, yes, it's definitely important, but that well-being side of things is incredibly important, if not more important sometimes than your physical fitness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned a little bit about your softball days and that you're still active in softball, and is that your main hobby or stuff you do when you're not working, sort of to keep you balanced?
Yes, my main hobby is definitely softball. I love it. So we're in the next couple of weeks, actually, sort of second week of October. So that will be on the weekends, and that's up in Melbourne. So I sort of have to travel a little bit.
So did you say the season starts in October, does it?
Yeah.
Because it broke up a little bit there.
What's that? Sorry, you?
It broke up a little bit there, that's all.
Oh, yeah. So, it starts in October and goes right through until March. So, so I do that and really just try and enjoy my weekends and have some time off. Love to spend time with my partner, and we're also planning a wedding. We're getting married in April, so that takes up a bit of my time at the moment.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's what I do in sort of in my spare time.
Okay. Have you read any interesting books then recently? It sounds like you mightn't have time to do that.
You know what? Like, I actually haven't read any books recently, and I think that may be the reason, because I am pretty full-on busy.
Yeah.
I really want to get into reading more, because I know that there are so many out there that could benefit me books-wise. So I've got a few recommendations, and I'm starting a little list.
Okay.
And
got some good ones on that list?
What's that, sorry?
Do you have some good ones on that list for us?
Yeah, I've got the Tony Hirsch from Zappos. There's a book there that he's written. And then there was one that you recommended to me the other day. It's on my notes, but I'm not going to look down.
Yeah, that's Pitch Anything by Oren Claff.
Yes,
I love that one.
That's it. So
you'll have to look for audio books that you can put on your little MP3 player or phone when you're doing your exercise.
That is such a good idea, and that is going to be something to look into, because I honestly, like I explained before with the whole sleeping thing, I'm ready to go to bed at 9:30. So even if I open a book to try and read, I'm asleep by the first page anyway. So audiobook could be the answer.
Yeah. So if you had a magic wand and you could wave it and fix one thing in your business, what would that be?
Good question. Do you know what? Like, I actually don't think I'd fix anything. I am learning so much from Ameliorate. It's been personally and professionally a huge learning curve for me, and it's been my biggest teacher yet in life. So I actually wouldn't fix anything. I'm enjoying the journey. I really am.
Yeah. So what kind of things are you currently working on in terms of developing the business and building it?
Yeah, so currently I'm really looking to take Ameliorate to the next level. So I'm doing a bit of a marketing overhaul and implementing some strategies and policies, procedures, some new software. So just ready and raring to go for that next step and that next step of growth. So for new clients that come on board and things like that. So I'm sort of done with the home business side of things, and I want to take it to the next level. So a bit of a marketing overhaul at the moment. Yeah,
and some systems and procedures by the sound of it.
Absolutely.
Okay, well that's great, Stacey. Well, let's get on to our referral round. So we find out about your your bread and butter, dream and cream referrals. We'll try that in the other order, but
that's okay.
And give the audience a better understanding of the kind of clients you're looking to have referred to you. So let's begin with the bread and butter referral then. What's a good bread and butter referral for you?
So bread and butter for me is these clients or these people tend to already be self-motivated, so they're going to be motivated to go to the gym already, or they might currently go for walks and go for runs. These clients sort of maybe want to take their training to the next level, or want some sort of professional advice for running technique, or looking to join groups that, you know, just for a bit of social engagement as well. So these people are just, yeah, it's sort of more of a maintenance program. They still sort of want to train, but it's more just sort of coming along and understanding the benefits they already know about exercise and enjoyment. So they're sort of my bread and butter clients.
Mm-hmm. And how would we recognise them? What would people be talking about in conversation that?
Usually it'll be that they're sort of plateaued, so they might be going to the gym for, you know, 2 or 3 years. They might be, you know, doing the same old regular routine and then looking for variety. So they might, be sort of like, oh, I'm just bored with my whole exercise. I go, but I don't do anything, you know, don't do anything different. So sort of jazzing it up a bit and adding variety is going to keep them, you know, keep them entertained as well, because they want to enjoy their exercise, which it should be enjoyable.
That's right. That helps the motivation too, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what's a good cream referral?
Okay, so cream referral are probably people that are looking for a longer term commitment. So people that, you know, need a bit of an overhaul for their lifestyle. So it's not just about training once a week, or, you know, meeting new people, that they may have a lot of weight to lose, or they may have, you know, some food habits that they really want to kick and shift, but know that it's not just going to take one change. So these are sort of the sustainable long-term changes. These people will possibly have not put themselves first for a really long time. I've got a sort of common trait with a couple of my longer term clients that they haven't done that. So, and also maybe feeling overwhelmed about where to begin with their exercise journey. Maybe they haven't exercised in a long time. So it's really the people who are I beg your pardon, sorry, out of touch a little bit with exercise and really need some, you know, good guidance and professional advice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just waiting because the picture's breaking up there a little bit. But yeah, so
Okay.
So what about a dream referral then?
So dream referral for me is I really want to align myself with medium to large business long term, a corporate business that they sort of use my services, and I offer benefits through their staff members, so that we can sort of work closely alongside each other. And then I've also got another dream client for me is, or referral, I beg your pardon, is a person or people that want a one-stop sort of health, fitness and well-being business that they can come to. So we can fix any problem, we can, you know, help with any issue, we can refer on to, you know, people that need treatment, people that want a good hairdresser, you name it. Like, we want to take care of them in a holistic way, and that they want that convenience of a one-stop. And it's a long-term sort of loyalty as well, because we're trying to create that community vibe within Ameliorate.
Okay, that sounds good. So, and of course the police force.
Yes, of course. That's that corporate industry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so so what makes you different and outstanding then?
I guess we sort of touched on this before a little bit, that we do work from the inside out with the coaching service, the Get Set with Goal Set mindset coaching. Also, I think that there's a difference between a trainer that can just put somebody through a generic circuit to somebody like myself, or trainers, you know, with Ameliorate, that we actually tailor and specifically personalise services to our clients' needs. We, you know, monitor the technique so that people aren't getting injured and they're not just left on their own to, you know, go through their programming. You know, there's that personal connection that we sort of touch base with them during the week. It's not see your trainer once and then see you next week. So we really keep that relationship and rapport with our clients, because it's a trusted service. Believe it, we believe in what we offer. So we just want to encourage and empower our clients to take the journey on themselves and embrace it. And we just want to facilitate that environment for them, and make it as easy as possible for them to enjoy it. And just to reiterate about the philosophy of it, it's not about how far you can run or how high you can jump, that it's okay to, start with walking, and it's that progressive lifestyle training rather than, coming in and feeling worse about yourself when you came into the session because your trainer's a bully and things like that. So it's just making a point of difference that we do understand, support, and a bit of compassion there for our clients. So I guess that's our point of difference.
Yeah. So there was a little bit of a breakup again in that. So I'll just sort of reiterate some of the important points as I think they are, because I know I've heard you talk about this before. So
sure.
Some personal trainers actually bully you and kind of focus a little bit on achieving, I don't know, getting a certain time for a run or whatever it may be, whereas your focus is very much on the enjoyment and progressive changes, and you don't bully people, and it's all about motivating and enjoying.
I guess just empowering the client to take on the journey so that we can facilitate it, but it's really about what the client wants. So it's client-driven services, not what I want to give them. And, and I would never, as a trainer, or any of my trainers would never give like a client something that I wouldn't do myself. So it's how you speak, if you don't want to be spoken to like that, then why would you speak to somebody else like that? So it's just really, we're just educating and empowering our clients, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. Yeah. So what's the future then for you and for Ameliorate?
Yeah. So future is bright, of course. So I really want, I'm hoping 3-year plan, possibly, 5-year, but have our own health and wellbeing exclusive centre. Mm-hmm. So we'll have people that our members will come through the door, and they won't be a number. Those members will have a name, and they'll be addressed accordingly, and they'll be, that they will feel supported, understood, listened to, all of that stuff. That it's going to be pretty much a community within a community, and they'll feel like a family when they're a part of Ameliorate Health and Wellbeing. So we just want to just create that feeling and support rather than just, paying a membership and never coming. So we sort of customise and tailor packages at the Health and Wellbeing Centre for what the client wants, not what we want to give them. So, that's my big dream, to have consulting rooms and have everybody on board. And, that's where we're headed.
That's exciting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do you see the future of the fitness industry going? Because you said, it's like there's a boom in that, and we've got all these celebrity shows and whatnot.
Yeah, I think the fitness industry is a very powerful industry. There's so many trends that go along with the fitness industry, but I think the biggest one that is going to stick around and that is happening at the moment, is probably the importance of being active and moving. So, and that's what we're trying to embrace, rather than the specific strength and conditioning or CrossFit style or Tabata. Like, there's a lot of different trends. There's Zumba, there's different classes, aerobics. You name it. I think the biggest part for the fitness, it will always be popular, and there will always be trends, but the biggest one will be just that it'll be consistent. There's always going to be fitness and health, relevant. That's all.
Okay, that's good. So I meant to ask earlier, who else is in your network that we should kind of keep an eye on, or that we might want to get to know?
Yeah, I guess... do you mean within Ameliorate, or do you mean sort of externally?
Well, within Ameliorate or externally, yeah.
Sure. So the in-house coach is Nathan Harris, which is actually my fiance. So, okay. So he works part-time alongside with me. So then sort of moving out towards, I've got some incredible clients that are, sort of got their own businesses and things like that. But I guess for the most part, it's just sort of Nate and I initially with Ameliorate. And then as we're growing, like I'm meeting people through BNI, which is, just been incredible for the development of Ameliorate. And just networking enough to sort of get to know those people, and then you sort of meet somebody through somebody else. And I guess it's just really exciting that that's the way it sort of snowballs. It's really good.
Okay. Now, how does that work with having your partner in the same business as you? Because I noticed on your website that you're there as the boss.
Yeah. Well, anybody that knows me knows that I am the boss, but he'll probably kill me for saying that. But no, Nathan has his own title as the coach, and it's part-time at the moment, and long-term we're not really sure where we're heading with it, but I got that nickname a long time ago, and it just sort of has stuck. And yeah, I'm not really sure. Good question, Jürgen. I'll leave that open-ended.
Okay.
How about that?
We'll come back to that later on, sometime in the future.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Stacey. So what's the number one piece of advice you'd give anyone, any business that wants to grow and get a lot more word-of-mouth referrals?
Definitely, like, open up and open your mind to networking and similar groups like BNI. And it's actually, like, I've only sort of become a BNI member this year, but it's been incredible for my professional and personal development. So that was where I was like, I sort of went into it a bit blindly, and within the first week I was like, wow, like the incredible knowledge that people have within our network is just, it's amazing. And every week you learn something more, or you create a new connection with somebody. And and I'm classing some of these people as my friends now, because we have been a few months, and it's starting to get to know them on a different level. And the things you do for your friends, and not just a network or just a business associate, is quite different. So I think just getting into a network group and understanding it, being open mind about it, and asking for help when you need it as well. I think that's another thing. Like, you can't do everything yourself, and I've learned that the hard way. Go ahead.
That's a really good point, because a lot of us that get into small business and start out on our own, try to do everything ourselves, and at some point you have to let go of some things, and it actually is a real challenge, isn't it?
It is a huge challenge, and for me it was really difficult, but I am still, like, there's even still improvements that I need to make and things like that. I'm always learning, but the day that I let go of that I have to learn and do everything myself, the business got better within that day. Like, it felt better, I felt more in control and not as overwhelmed. So of course there's days where you're like, heck, why do I do this? It's so stressful. But then there's days that the good days far outweigh those minuscule little, thought processes that you go through when you're really stressed.
That's right. And as you said earlier, it's a learning experience, isn't it?
Absolutely, and an exciting one for me.
Yeah. Okay. So where can people reach out to you, Stacey, and say thank you for all that you've shared with us here today?
Facebook page, Ameliorate Health and Wellbeing. So that's our sort of the most way you can connect with me. Also my email address as well. So it's just Stacey, Stacey, ameliorate.com.au. So that's probably the best way to connect.
And we'll post the links for those underneath the video there, because it was breaking up a little bit again.
Okay, no problem.
So never mind. And of course, for those people listening to the podcast that are in Geelong, you can come and meet Stacey in person at our Network Connections chapter meetings every Thursday at 10 a.m. at the Wool Exchange Complex in Geelong, as well as meeting all the other wonderful people that Stacey's talked about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's been a real pleasure, Stacey. Thanks very much for sharing your time and sharing your knowledge on the Network Connections podcast.
Thank you so much, Jürgen. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and I wish you all the best for Ameliorate Health and Wellbeing, and I know we'll be continuing to network and so on, so I'll see the progress.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jürgen.
Thanks, Stacey. Bye.
Bye.